win. You're in the bro army. You're in the bro army. For life.
Glorious.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TEW2020. It is me, Mikey Bro, here with the one, the only, Cohen Bro.
What's going on, guys? It's me here, and today we're doing a NXT, the game 20 video.
NXT the game 2020 video. This is NXT TakeOver. We are NXT. We talked about it. We had an event scheduled. The game kept crashing. We had to change our weekly television show for this TakeOver. We've submitted this stuff to Adam. We'll see if he can fix it. We got 2 pre-show matches for you. Then we're going to get into the card. We got a 10-minute Bandicam limit. We're, again, testing Bandicam before we click the buy button, Cohen. The buy button. So we're going to see how it works for a little bit. We got 2 pre-show matches. Here we go. In a poor pre-show match, Cameron Grimes defeat Isaiah Swerve Scott in 10:42 via pinfall. Isaiah Swerve Scott with a 31, Grimes with a 36. Road agent notes, the aim of the match was regular, booking, dirt sheet. Alright, well, I guess it's not going to tell us. Have you seen, this is my first show I've actually ran. Have you seen it telling skill improvements? Will it show you?
Not that I know of. I'm pretty sure you'll show behind.
Okay, and this is where I click next segment, right?
Yep.
Alright, Cohen, cool.
Don't
Next show, in a pre-show
bout.
bout that didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling, Tegan Knox defeats Aaliyah with a Vulture Culture Destroyer. Thank goodness it was a pre-show match. The vocal crowd did not seem happy with seeing Tegan Knox. Oh no! And the vocal crowd also was not impressed with Aaliyah. Not great. Well, let's get into NXT, the NXT TakeOver. We are NXT.
Card.
And again, it's going to be fun. We have a couple matches with wrestlers who are on the card from NXT. And then we have matches with NXT and former NXT superstars. All right. Wow. So this is interesting. A 36 overall segment rating. Aleister Black is in the ring with Keith Lee. He says that he's booking Lee to face in a singles match, and if he doesn't win the match, then he'll never get a title shot again. What the hell? That is not what I booked. What? Okay, I'm cutting this out.
How did Aleister?
And about that had good heat and decent wrestling, Keith Lee defeats Aleister Black in 11 minutes with his power slam. Everybody in the crowd is basking in his glory. Keith Lee got a static reaction from the crowd, and Ryan Katz could have done better. Interesting 2 static negative notes, Cohen. It's going to be interesting as we go along to see exactly. I mean, if the main roster guys aren't going to be getting great reviews, this is going to be a tough stay out the gate. 37 overall. Next up, in an extremely short match, Finn Balor and Velveteen Dream drew with a double countout. The storyline has started. The vocal crowd did not like seeing the Velveteen Dream. The announcing quality lifted match, and the fans hated the ending. Well, guess what, guys? I don't care. It's part of a better and bigger story arc. After the match, there's nothing in the text box, which is not the case. It's a 64 rating. I basically laid out that the Velveteen Dream and Finn Balor got into each other after the match, and the road agents had to pull them apart. So again, a little glitchy as we're going. We'll see how we're getting along. All right, next up, about that good heat and decent wrestling, Andrade defeats Matt Riddle in 14-13 with a split-legged corkscrew. So one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, Matt Riddle, takes a loss here. The former NXT Champion Andrade, 52-49 for Andrade and Riddle. This got the crowd buzzing, which is great. All right, next up, the Queen of NXT storyline has started with a segment. Now, this is interesting. I'm typing all this text into the freestyle angle writer. Well, not the freestyle angle writer, from scratch. So it's not saving, or it's a bug in the game. Either way, it's not working in the way it should. Basically, I'll keep going through it because it's a 61. So clearly, you can see I'm booking it in there as it should. Basically, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair were getting a split screen. The 2 will be facing off tonight for the NXT Women's Championship. All right, next up, and see, Cohen, this is the fun part. This is what happens when you do stuff on the beta versions. So we're all working with what we got here. In a decent match, Io Shirai upsets the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley with a moonsault press. The announcing and color commentary got the match with a boost, Cohen. Bayley and Io with a 42 and 50 respectively. So pretty good for Bayley and Io. I'm very surprised. Yeah, Cohen?
A little bit boosty.
A little bit of boosty.
As you can tell, we are fans of Chris Jericho and his Le Champion.
Le Champion.
Le
boom boom. Le boom boom. All right, next up. In a decent match, Jordan Devlin defeats the other half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, Pete Dunne, and makes defense number 1 of his NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Jared Bormatch could have done a better job. Well, guess what? We just got a notification. He's getting called up to WWE anyway, so Go ahead, Jeremy Borash. Get your booty out of here. Jordan Devlin
Yeah,
defends over the other half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, a man he's very familiar with from the aisles out there, and Pete Dunne. No specific comments to make about this segment. This was Jordan Devlin getting handed the championship after defeating Pete Dunne. A 38 overall rating, so not bad. It advances their storyline, but it's not giving me the comment. So again, this is stuff that which a little bit of the bug is. Public beta 9. Hopefully, as we go forward, these things will sort themselves out. But we're gonna go ahead and provide the show because I think it's still a fun show to do, and it's only the first episode. All right, next up, oh my. And a superb match. Cesaro, Sami Zayn, and Shinsuke Nakamura defeat the Undisputed Era, Fish O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, when Nakamura pinned Bobby Fish with a running single leg high knee strike, also known as the Kinshasa. So a 70. What an absolute banger of a match going. 52, 51, 48, and 71, 62, and 64. The trio of Cesaro, Sami Zayn, and Shinsuke getting a much ballyhooed win over the Undisputed Era. What a great match, though. Honestly, a 70. All right, next up, we also had another good match with some good heat in wrestling. Kushida defeats Ricochet in 12:47 with the Kushida lock. So Ricochet putting Kushida over here, 47 overall. Doesn't show it, but after the match, Kushida and Ricochet shake hands. We're going to advance the segment. Ricochet's gone after today. This was just his only appearance for NXT TakeOver, one night only. Or, excuse me, We Are NXT. But, Kushida's a very talented former junior champion in JPW, and it definitely should be. I think he's a little underutilized in NXT as we're currently saying. Yeah.
So, he's way better than he's being pushed.
And I like Kushida, so get ready to see a little bit of Kushida. Let's get to the next segment here.
Okay.
The next segment, we have the Queen of NXT storyline has advanced with Candice, Dakota, Io, and Tegan Nox all shown in different parts of the backstage locker room. Kind of a four-way split screen. Thinking of it as a Zoom call, all of which are kind of. Cohen knows to do this from school. All four of the ladies getting ready to watch the Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley match, which is up next. We see Charlotte, again, no block text. It's really not there, which is super frustrating. Charlotte Flair making her huge, spectacular
those four things.
Flair entrance. It's not, buddy. We've already checked those. Charlotte making her big entrance. Rhea Ripley awaiting her champion, if you will. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. Both of which are in NXT. Charlotte's on loan currently. NXT Championship Women match. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. All right, what a great match. And about that had fantastic heat and good rating. Charlotte Flair defeated Rhea Ripley via pinfall. She makes defense number 1 of her NXT Women's Championship. Now, Cohen, you probably thought that Charlotte was going to be booked to go over here given the fact that Charlotte is only on loan. But she gets the win here tonight. Charlotte Flair had an in-ring performance of 68. Rhea Ripley with a 39. The fans, again, did not like seeing Rhea Ripley. And it looks like Jeremy Borash, begone. Get out of here. You're booty. You're trash. You're garbage. So we got
all those faces from me in Fortnite.
58 segment rating here. All right, and in the main event, we have Adam Cole defeating Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa in 21 minutes when Adam Cole pinned Tommaso Ciampa with his big finisher, that is a flying crossbody. Adam Cole makes defense number 1 of his NXT Championship title, and we're going to go ahead and end it here today. Borash literally wrecked us in 3 matches here. We got our show at least increasing our popularity in 48 regions, a 56 overall out the gate. So, Colin, honestly, it could have been worse. It wasn't too bad. Could have been worse. Unfortunately, the segments, as we showed you guys earlier, weren't saving. But a 56 out the gate with NXT, I mean, I'm not expecting much higher ratings, Cohen, because this show was obviously really highly leveraged thanks to the guys we borrowed from WWE. So I'm expecting shows in the 40s. But, hey, I'm not going to complain with a 56 overall out the gate here for NXT The Game, TEW2020 Season 1, Episode 1. As always, we're going to keep plugging along. Beta number 9. Maybe I did something wrong with the angle writer, but I really don't think so because everything was saving out, and when I was clicking back in, it was still in there. So, I don't know. Until next time, it is me, Mikey Bro, here with Cohen Bro, wishing you guys a
glorious
rest of your day.